Going on, guys? Kiger here. In today's video, we're going to talk about the 2023 January roadmap. We're going to talk about what's actually on it, go through the silhouettes, and actually tell you what is coming in advance and what to use your scrolls on. Let's get into it. Alright, so in front of us we have the January 2023 update roadmap. They usually give us, in the last one they gave us about a month and a half, almost 2 months worth of stuff up front. Now they're giving us 3 major updates that we know that are coming: the first week of January, the third week of January, and the fourth week of January. In the first week, we're getting a new area. If you've completed the main story, you will see Rahil Kingdom story, and it'll be orange, preparing the course for Kantana. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Let me know in the comment section down below, Sky Arena people, if you actually know anything about that region from the lore from the original game. We're getting the new area, we're getting a new monster and a new monster story. This new monster, we already know which one it is from the Korea server. It is Beetle. And a very big menace over in the Korea server is the water beetle. So I'm going to be saving up my scrolls trying to get the water beetle, and it'll be very, very interesting to see the new monster story, if it is going to be the beetle, and if they give us the water beetle. So like they did with Raven, they gave everyone the fire raven, which was kind of needed for the new raid. So it'd be very interesting to see if we get the needed PvP monster, as in the blue beetle, for free. We're going to get Happy New Year event, Trial of Ascension event, and monthly check-in event. So the Trial of Ascension event, if you look in game, it's resetting on that day. So I don't know if this is going to be a season thing, like this is a new Trial of Ascension event, new season, so they're adding an event to it, or because we've only had one reset so far, so want to see what's going on with that. Monthly check-in, always great to see, and the Happy New Year event. In my last video, you saw we have the starfish thing going on, and I'm holding on to my Path of Growth tickets to see what this Happy New Year event is. And what's interesting about it is the starfish event lasts for 2 weeks, and this is 1 week after. So when the Happy New Year event hits, I can decide at that point, do I want to use my Path of Growth tickets on starfish for gold, or on this Happy New Year event if it's possible. If you look across the main events for the other 2 updates, there isn't anything that sounds like the Path of Growth tickets would be useful for. So if I burn all my Path of Growth tickets on the first week of January on either starfish or Happy New Year event, then in the next at least 3 weeks of January, I can stockpile Path of Growth tickets for other things February and beyond. The third week, we're looking at a new monster and new monster story. From the Korea server, we know which one this is. It is the harp. I don't know the correct translation, I'm sorry, but harp lady. None of her versions are really used over there right now. There's some conversation about using the wind one, and there will be a new monster story. Theoretically, it'll be her story, one of her versions, and I don't know too much about her. I know a lot about the water beetle because it's talked about a lot over there. Then main events, collection challenge season 3. So we have the collection challenge right now, cooking and whatnot for Devilmon and such. There will be a new collection challenge. Conquer the Spires of Ascension and conquer the attributes of Ascension. We already have event in game right now that tells you to go to certain levels. It'll be interesting to see if you're going to get bonuses for hitting different milestones during this event. Then in the 4th week, we're getting a new raid and a new monster. We know both of these things already. The new monster being Hell Girl, which I believe water, I'll put it in the comments down below which one it was. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I believe it's either the water or the fire one that's seeing a lot of play over there. It's also of note that there's no monster story to go along with this one. And the raid that we're getting is Medusa. So you can just think about that for a minute and kind of get an idea of what you're going to be expecting. There are snakes, there's mirrors. So I will have a raid guide out for that when that comes out, but it is known as Medusa over there. And new raid event. Now, that's obviously an event for the raid. Just like we had for Naraka, clear Naraka 7 times, you got stuff throughout the way. Important note here is once this hits, once everything here in front of us hits, we will be 1.5 to 2 months behind Korea. And that's kind of the plan, to catch us up kind of quickly, which is why they're throwing stuff at us. And what they have out right now, the only things we will be missing is a character that should have been between Beetle and Harp Girl, Vampire Hunter, which is a big powerhouse over there. That's going to be one monster that we are currently missing. Remember, that we're talking about what Korea has right now at the end of December and what we will have at the end of January. So they still have a month's worth of stuff they're going to receive before we catch up at that point. And the only other thing that we're really missing is they have a shop based off of your account level, as well as a guild boss. Those are the main things to my knowledge that we're missing. Let me know in the comment section down below what you're hyped for, and please, please, please save those summon scrolls for that water beetle, especially if that monster story ends up being the water beetle. This will also be at the same time that our blessing resets, so you can move your blessings around once that occurs. But I'm pretty hyped for January. I think towards the end of February or middle of March, we will be caught up with the Korea server, which will be when more servers should be releasing. They said EU should be January. It might hold off until we catch up, but it also might just launch in January, right? The second week, maybe, because that's the 1 week missing out. But that's what we got, guys. I'm hype. In the next video, we're going to be talking about balance changes for monsters and characters.